Good morning, Simon. Good morning. Oh, I forgot. Had my head. Richard, hi guys. It's beautiful. Right off the bat. Aw, and look at my two bestie boos out west. Out west is where I long to be. Out west is calling me. How's everybody doing this morning? Good morning. All right. I'm just sharing it out to everybody. So just give me a moment while I do this. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Where did it go? So much love, guys. So much love. Oh, there. I have to remember the next person in line so I know where to start when I send it out to the next group of 15. That's why I kind of have to concentrate, which is sad. I have to concentrate so I remember what the name was when I come back into the list. Usually I just have to remember to grab the name before I close it. Sometimes I just forget. How's everybody doing? How was your night? Peace and love for sure. Hi, Bonita. Hi, Ebony. Grand Rising. Grand Rising. So much love to you guys. So much love. Um, this is a very peaceful space. This is a very inclusive space. This is a very loving space. So I hope that you can feel that here. I set that intention very much before I started. I ask that the messages that I receive, that they are loving, that they are meant to uplift people or inspire people. Hi, Elaine. I just love the enchanted after your name. Enchanted is a word that I just love. Right? It has just such a beautiful to it. Hi, Jer Bear. How are you, love? How are your birds? How is everything going for you? Yeah, I just love it. It's just sweet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to drink a lot of coffee. A lot of coffee. I used to, as a nurse, I had the whole saying of if I could just IV it in, beautiful. I used to work a 12-hour night shift, and I'd be walking home with my coffee, my big, well, Canadian, my big Tim Hortons coffee from, and I'd be walking, I was just drinking it on my way home from work after a 12-hour night shift. And I would get home and I would I would drop it in the garbage and I would go downstairs, climb in bed and go to sleep. I would just from coffee to sleep like that. Not a problem. I do think that in hindsight, my sleep probably wasn't the best sleep. I could have probably been better off to not be finishing coffee right before falling asleep, but too late to go back and change any of that. And even up until right now, like I was in Costa Rica. Costa Rica, that sounded weird coming out of my ears for some reason. That sounded weird to me, the rebound. But when I was in Costa Rica, oh my God, the coffee, Richard. If I go back to Costa Rica, I'll have to drink coffee. Maybe not as much, but I had the pleasure when I was in Costa Rica of having fresh roasted coffee. So fresh roasted that I was the one that shucked the beans. Like just done right from the whole process. I got to be outside of picking them from the plant, but he'd already picked from the plant. We, and all of it, ground it, freshly brewed it through the traditional coffee sock that they use in Costa Rica. Oh my God, best coffee I've ever had. Best coffee I have ever had. It was just amazing. Fresh roasted, straight from the tree, right to the cup. It was the best. So yeah, if I went back to Costa Rica, I would have to indulge in coffee occasionally at the very least, but I actually drink tea, 444 on the time there. I changed to tea just because of what coffee does with your cortisol. So it's okay to have coffee, but if you're going to have coffee, you should delay it till your cortisol naturally rises before you start drinking. But anyway, we don't do that, do we? We just jump into the day and we're like, give me my coffee. And if you have to delay it too long, you probably feel pretty groggy. And I know I used to be one of those people that like you wake up every morning and you're just like, oh, I need my coffee. And I like that I'm not in that space anymore. Yeah, so today is all a message of love. I know that there's a lot going on in the world right now. There's a lot overindulgence, right? Moderation, right? That's the balance, or that's the challenge for many of us, is moderation. Moderation in our scrolling, moderation in all of our things, for sure. I would appreciate it if you guys could share out the live. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. The regular viewers, I don't know. I'm seeing 2, and I'm not seeing anyone that I know in that 2. And people seem to be coming and going pretty well. So that's okay. Temperance. Yeah. Temperance is actually in major arcana represents Sagittarius. And yeah, temperance is about moderation and balance in all things. But really, when we're looking at like energies, like moderation and balancing those, the light and the dark. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of energy in that temperance card. So yeah, we'll do our collective reading. Today is Tarot Tuesday and Tea and Tarot Tuesday. So we'll do some chatting. We'll talk about some stuff. And we will, of course, I'm going to have tea. Sometimes the tea can be hot. Now, I've asked that really the messages that I give come from the space of compassion and love. Spirit doesn't come from a place of trying to hurt you. I know that sometimes we need to hear a message in a certain way in order for us to wake up to it. But I've never found that anybody responds really well when we belittle them or attack them. I don't think that really helps, that really helps people want to improve or that doesn't help the message to be received, right? If we can say it in a good way, it can be. It definitely can be. It can be. Those are a really great combination. And I know, so I'm also streaming on YouTube. So when I'm having conversation with that you're not seeing the comments on, is because I'm responding to a comment on YouTube. And Richard was just saying can it be a kind of a fight between my extreme Scorpio and moderation for my Sagittarius, like that balance of temperance energy? Hi, Kelly. Welcome. Well, this is a beautiful, safe space. I said beforehand that this is a safe space. It is all inclusive. Here, I don't care who you're voting for. You can come and hang out. Here, I don't care the color of your skin. Please stay. Here, I don't care what you identify as or what your sex is or any of that. Because at the heart of every single one of us is your spirit and my spirit and their spirit and everybody's spirit. And at spiritual level, we are all the same. And we are all worthy and deserving of love and safety. And so this place is a completely inclusive space. I'm from Canada too. I'm in Ontario right now. I'm longing to be in Alberta. I was saying the West is calling me. The West has been calling me for a while. Yeah, it's true. We are all hi. Quite the day we're having today. I don't know if it's overcast out out where you are. I'm kind of in between Toronto and Ottawa, but closer to Toronto. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it connects us all. Our breath connects every one of us. Yeah, it's overcast here and cold, threatening rain later. We'll just see what happens. I try not to look at the weather anymore because I find that most times they're saying all of these things about the weather, but it's not actually true. You just need to go outside and and see what it is. And when you see what it is, then that's what it is. Because sometimes it just doesn't make any sense, right? We're like, I'm going to go on a camping trip on these days. And of course, those days, they're all supposed to be nice, but then they're not. It just keeps going on, right? How many times they say it's going to be away and it's not, right? Like, and they should know. They should know. They know well enough by now. And we are, Chief White Buffalo. We are worthy of love, universal love, unconditional love. We are worthy of both. We are balance, harmony, safe place. And absolutely, we are sacred. We are all sacred, right? And so I've been toying with this idea. And you know what? Here is where I'm going to start talking about it. But I do believe that this November, on the 1st of November, that I'm actually going to talk with the group that I have called the Divine Feminine Healing Collective about changing that group to be sacred union, non-duality. We are all both energies. We are unconditional love. Love unconditional. Yes, I love that. I love that. So, because we're all and 11:11 when this is happening, guys. Not 11:11 on my time, but 11:11 and 11 minutes and 11 seconds that we've been live. I think that it's time that we started to remove all of the things that are dividing us. Right. And when you recognize, or when you come to terms or realization with the fact that every single one of us has masculine and feminine energy within us, every single one of us has experienced a life as a man and a life as a woman. Right. Every single one of us has been a different culture, a different color, a different religion. We've experienced all kinds of things, because why wouldn't you? You know, and when I talk to people that have played video games before, you can see it in that way. There's a game, it's called Diablo, and it wouldn't even matter, but I'm just using it because it's one that I can think of where it has different classes, right? And you might play that video game and you might be like, at first I want to play the barbarian and I'm just going to go through the different classes. Or at first I want to play the spirit born, or first I want to play the sorceress. But you end up playing the other characters too, because you want to try them out, right? You want to try them out in that environment. How do they work? How is it to be that person? How is it to be that female? How is it to be that, that different character, right? So we don't typically just stick with one class when we're picking in a game. So you wouldn't do the same thing for you either. When there's a belief spiritually that when we come into the world and we don't identify with the gender or the sex that we're born as, that what we end up doing is it's because we're identifying with who we used to be in many lives before. Maybe inherently our spirit identifies just a little bit more in the feminine, or has had more of a fondness for the lifetimes that they've spent as a woman, right? So when you come into this lifetime, you have that fondness and that familiarity and that love of being of the feminine energy that's within you. But because we've really got into that, let's separate everybody, let's spread everybody else away. And at some point, maybe Kelly, at some point, it's definitely a concept at some point. Love you, sweetheart. We can definitely consider that at some point. Exactly. You have to play every different character. You have to experience it, and you're doing the same thing. Your spirit is like, wow, all this buffet of choices, this buffet of options. I think this time I'm going to start my life out poor, and I think I'm going to struggle and I'm going to work. But you know what? In my mid 40s, I'm going to start my own company, and man, oh man, it's going to be a rip roaring success. That's going to be a fun life to live. I like that. I think that's going to be, let's pick that game this time. Next time I'm going to pick, I'm going to have everything from the get-go. See what this character playing this game through. What's it like if it's just easy peasy? You know, I've turned all the cheats on, right? When I put all the cheats on, how fun is this? Right? I can build whatever I want in the game. I can buy whatever I want in the game. I have the max, I'm just, scrolling through. So we have that environment within our games, and that's how we live our lives. So when you reduce it backward, then, right, we're all the same. We've all been men. We've all been women. We've all been, we are, and there was a statement, actually, I am a soul spirit. It's something along that. And maybe I'm just going to coin soul spirit because I don't think that's quite right. But anyway, I like thinking of it that I fall in love with somebody because of their spirit, because of their soul, right? I fall in love with because of that. Whatever the packaging is in is irrelevant. That's the human piece of you, right? And you're so much more than and beyond that. So when we can connect on that energetic level and understanding that as a spirit, none of us are different, none of us are better, none of us, like, we're all the same. We're all the same. We're a spirit, we're energy, and we're all playing this game. We're just picking different characters. And next time we'll pick different characters. And next time we'll pick different characters. And many of you that are really, really close to me, we've lived lives together before. Salasia and I have, Simone and I have, right? Multidimensional Muse and I talk about her when she comes into my lives. Oh, by the way, when I did my braiding, I found the hair that got cut. Remember I said I had to cut my hair? Look how short that is. It's so short, guys. Like, it's going to take a while to catch up. I got my hair caught in something and I had to cut it. So I said I couldn't find where I cut it from. So yeah. Anyway, these are my ramblings. This is also what you get here. Right? You're like, I'm going to go through this hard mode, right? Some of us did. We picked Earth hard mode. We were like, we're going to pick, like, let's do this. Let's do Earth hard mode. All we're meant to do is just evolve. That's what we're here to do, is evolve. Oh, yay. Yay. Right? This is what my YouTube is like. Good news. There's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about because we're coming up to a new moon, and new moons are great for new beginnings. And new moons are also great times to launch things or to start something and to manifest. So I'm going to be starting some new stuff on my YouTube channel. I've been reviving it and actually putting a little bit more into it. But I'm going to be doing longer readings. They're really going to be channeled messages, but I'm going to use cards to channel through the messages. I may have an element of like pick a card reading or like pick a pile, and I'll do multiple readings within it. But I do want to start doing some the content. I do want to be focusing on non-division, non-duality, sacred union, and really just raising the vibration of the collective through these, breaking down the walls and the barriers that separate us, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. Beautiful, right? And yes, thank you. I do appreciate the gifts. This is my life, right? I'm here. I ask every day. I ask that. I have a thing now where I ask God to help me to be of service for the collective, in service of my joy and happiness, and in service of my bank account. That's my new thing. I have added "and my bank account" on there because God does want you to be prosperous. Absolutely. Being prosperous and abundant is your birthright. It's absolutely meant to be that way. Right? So one of the things that I'm also going to do on the YouTube channel, though, is I'm going to start putting some meditations and activations and channeling stuff. So a lot of the stuff that I'm doing on TikTok, and the reason why is you guys in the States are aware that they're talking that there's like 4 months before the ban, right? So if TikTok gets banned, I want my YouTube channel, and I also want the collective to be known, for everybody to know that that's a space that you can go and find me. So those that don't know about the collective, after I'm done here, a whole bunch of us go to the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective, which is a Zoom meeting. It's a subscription group. Being honest, it's a subscription group on my website. And the amount of support that you get, like if you're struggling and you're looking for a supportive environment where you can have access to healing, to talk about like really big concepts spiritually, talk about health, and to grow and evolve, and just, it's so, I can't even get enough words of how amazing this environment is. And everybody that's there says the same thing. And once somebody comes in, they're just like, yeah, this is amazing. I don't understand. And yeah, we question why you're not all there. We really do. But in the event that TikTok does get banned, do know that that's an option that's available to you, that you can come there. And right now the subscription is $8.88, although I did give some people like a free trial of it until the end of this month. On November 1st, it's going up to $13 Canadian. But when I was in therapy, I was paying $150 an hour for my therapist. And for a little while I had benefits. And then when I didn't have benefits anymore, I had to pay out of pocket. So that's a lot of money, right? And what you get in this group, it exceeds what you get in any other format that you can imagine for a fraction of a very, very small fraction. And the reason why is because I don't believe that healing should be for only the people with thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I believe that it should be for everybody. So I'm creating the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective for the masses, for all of you. We are all the collective. It's not about I'm sitting at some like authority over you. The only thing that I have is the website and the group that I do the work behind the scenes. I moderate or I run the meeting. Like that's what I do. But we're all the same. We all sit at a circular table. We're all on the same level, right? So that's what the collective is. It's a beautiful, supportive group where we really are raising our vibration. We're raising and evolving and growing, and we're doing it in a supportive and helpful way with each other. And it's beautiful. I'm here every day. How are you, Ash? And you can always come to the collective too, $8, I mean, even $13 in November, $13 Canadian. That's like less than 10 for you. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Grand Rising, Heather. How are you? Aw. Well, I hope it's busy because it's good. Well, if you send me a message or email, I will send you the link and I'll send you instructions on how to do it. Okay? Yes, it's love. It's time to live in fortune mode. I'm doing well. Yesterday, the energy was a bit for me. I don't know what happened. It was good. But then, and maybe it's my energy that I did beforehand, right? That when I was, I have a ritual or I have a spiritual practice, and it's important that you do, right? It's really important that you do. And especially for me, where I channel messages, I channel healing, I do work in energy. And while it's coming through me, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, CK. So a lot of what our ADHD is one, it's a superpower. Don't let anyone tell you any different. It's a superpower, right? It's a superpower. Neurospiciness, I like to call it, but it is a superpower. We're not all meant to think the same way. We're not all meant to see the world from the same perspective. Those of us with ADHD, they would have been the sentries. They would have been the guards. They would have been the ones looking to see what was coming. They would have been the ones looking out in the field to see what threats were coming from a far way out because of the fact yeah, I think that there's channeling. Even my ear, like my ear's itchy right now. I'm getting downloads as we speak, but right, we would have been the ones that would have been able to look at the grass and see something coming through it because of our pattern recognition, things like that. Good morning, Jessica. How are you, love? Right, those are huge things. Now, does it make it challenging? Definitely, it creates some challenges. It creates some challenges living in a neurotypical world, right? When we live in a world that's created in a certain framework, that can be challenging. But people with ADHD are more often to be entrepreneurs. Hi. Sometimes ADHD is what is you have a specific way of seeing the world, but some of the other stuff that comes with ADHD is from trauma. It's just our way of masking and coping, right? A lot of those things that we adopted as a way to protect ourselves or to get connections within our environment. So one of those examples would be our hypersensitivity to rejection. That can really be formed within an environment where you are being rejected being rejected by your loved ones. So you start to reject you. So you become very hypersensitive to it. It makes sense. If the people that love you reject you, the people that created you reject you, that'd be like God rejecting you, which he never would. And it's not a he, I know. And if you identify as different than God, then fill in the blank with what you identify with. I will shift it around. Usually I say it right away. I'm like God, source, Allah, creator, Buddha, whichever you identify with as your higher power. Yeah, everything is that transmutation of that energy is powerful. Some powerful things that can help for ADHD is having a meditation practice and doing mindfulness activities. Another thing can be looking at the ways that you're feeding your dopamine, right? Because when we are artificially feeding our dopamine and we're hitting it over and 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 over again, then without artificial means of stimulating the dopamine receptors like consistently, like what we're getting when we're scrolling on our phone, that's why we're doing that, is for those quick little dopamine hits that we're getting fed, right? So when we start to pull back from those and we cleanse ourselves of those things that we're getting our dopamine hit from, and we start to realize what true happiness, or the true, like how we can really access dopamine, that changes things. So exercise is a great one for dopamine, right? That's a great way to help with dopamine. Looking at the stuff that you're eating, another powerful way to, and the things that you're smelling, like Febreze, fabric softeners, deodorants, perfumes, air fresheners that are in the houses, candles that have all kinds of perfumes in them, your red dyes, aspartame, other dyes as well. So there's a lot of stuff out there. High fructose corn syrup. There's a lot of things that are out there that we're ingesting in a variety of different ways that they heighten symptoms of or ADHD, or they can create symptoms of ADHD. So even if you don't have it, you can feel like you have it just because you have a crappy diet. And it's just, you're just disrupted. Right? Like when we get into GMO stuff, like we're not meant to eat those. Like we're not meant to ingest things that aren't natural. We are we have DNA, and we are an organic, a bioorganic. We're a very, we're a very complicated machine. Really, we are. But we're meant to ingest the things that are natural that haven't been altered like this. When things get altered, that's why we have a rise of things like allergies and other types of behavioral stuff that we're seeing. It's because of the food that they're feeding us. That's why we're also see a rise in cancer. That's why we see a rise in all of these things. It's not us. We're not the ones that are flawed, or that we're not the ones that are broken. It's that structure around us that's broken, that's feeding us the wrong things, that are making us sick, making us slow, making us dumb, right? So, but you, man, you're amazing. The machine that you are, you're like, just wow. Wow. Like, just wow. I don't know if you can you do that? Can you dip into your spirit, and can you feel that? Can you feel that? Yes. Aww. Anyone in the thing want to do a check-in on an animal? Anyone have a feed? Simone, a lady in here, she is asking if she'd find her bird that flew away. I don't know if your guides are giving you any, or you're getting any information about that. I don't necessarily I don't necessarily get my guides to answer questions related to lost pets or lost people or things like that. Like, I haven't told them that I'm open for that information. I tell my guides that I'm open to receive whatever information that the people want to receive, and if it comes through, it comes through. But if there's somebody here, because a lot of light workers, star seeds, chosen ones, earth angels, psychics, mediums, and tarots, readers, like all kinds of people show up in my live too. And there's a lot of powerful people here with their own gifts. My ear is ringing like mad right now. Where are you from, Tam? Are you in Ontario? My tea's getting cold, guys. I got to get my Brisbane, Australia. Yeah. Hello. Hello, Australia. TT. 3 weeks or so from spiritual love. True freedom is not locked in a cage. It's true. It's very true. Yeah. So there. Great. I'm so glad that worked out. All righty. Let's get some tarot cards going. We'll see what we're getting for a message for the collective, outside of channeled messages. And he never had a cage. Aw, that's so sweet. All right. 7 of Pentacles. We've been doing a lot of work, but we're not seeing the results yet, right? Tea and Tarot Tuesday. So we're really starting to wonder if we've been putting in too much work. His best mate is a cat. What kind of bird is he? A cockatiel. Yeah, I think he'll find his way back. All righty. So the way that I laid these cards out is with the 7 of Pentacles, and then we get the 3 of Wands, and then we have the 5 of Swords. So it's like this, with this girl standing in the middle of these 2 points. Okay. And I feel like if these are the people you're surrounded with, we need to remove these people from our lives because they're going to distract us from this space that we're meant to be in, right? This person would be lying and manipulating, and this person would be just distracting you from the work that you're meant to be doing, right? And that may be them telling you, you can't do it. That's too hard. Do you know how many people fail, right? Putting those ideas into your head, and who are you to do that, right? They say those crazy things to you. Who are you? Well, you're you. You're amazing. And you are the same as everybody else. We all have the same spirit within us. So you're the same. The Five of Swords, the manipulators or the liars, the people that are deceiving you, some of them maybe even like physically or mentally or emotionally. Like, why have those people in your life? I really hurts my spirit when people are filled with hatred. It just does. So when she's standing there, I love you, have a beautiful night. Just allow yourself to believe you're going to get sleep and come back and see us. Okay. She's got her back to these. She's not even concerned with this because why would she? She's got the skills, the talent, the knowledge. She knows who she is. She's just waiting for the perfect wave, and it's going to come. It's going to come. And you don't know when it's going to come. And that's the problem as we get in society where it's all about the when, where, how, why, what, and it has to be now. Now. No, not now. Like now. Right? For some of us, we're going to get new inspirations. So this is like the concept of taking the Divine Feminine Healing Collective and making it a sacred union group and inviting it to hold space for our masculine energies as well. And we do that, but it's a group full of women. Now I'm thinking that we can hold space for it for being a group full of men and women who recognize that we have masculine and feminine energy within us and are looking to awaken or reawaken the feminine energy and align that with their masculine energy in a healthy way. So this will be a different group, much more powerful. Ace of Wands. New inspiration on ideas that have the ability to be super, super functional. Yeah, definitely. At 11:11, no less. At 11:11, we have a man who would be in, and I love it. Alrighty, the Ace of Wands. So we're getting new ideas. And the other part about this is as we're laying these cards down, look at, she's facing this idea. She's facing this inspiration. She's turned away from these. She's not giving these the attention, right? Let's not give this the attention. We've looked towards the light, look towards the stuff that inspires you, look towards the stuff that makes you feel love, look towards the things that light you up. I've been really fired up the last 48 hours because I've been seeing so much with the election in the States, with so much hatred of people coming out and saying, if you vote this way, you're no friend of mine. And if you vote that way, you're no friend of mine. And I'm like, what is going on? What is going on? And it's not even that you're not a friend of mine. It's if you vote like that, then you are this. And there's so much hatred spewing out about and classifying people in such broad strokes. It's just like, what is going on? Like at the end of the day, everybody wants the same things. At the end of the day, everybody wants a safe space. At the end of the day, everybody wants healthy food, healthy water, healthy air. Everybody wants to have a roof over their head, food in their belly. They want to live freely. They want to have good relationships. They want life to be fair and equal for all, right? They want children to have access to great education. They want everybody to have access to good health care, right? We all want the same things. But the information is set out in such a way to make people hate each other. And they tailor it in such a way. And the more narcissistic we become, which they're pushing us to be narcissistic, not in the and being self-aware and putting yourself first is necessary. But there's a way to do that without being narcissistic in the ego sense. But that's not the way that it is. And our feeds are being curated for us. Our feeds are being curated through the algorithm. So if my algorithm is curated for me, guess what I get to see? A whole lot more like me. A whole lot more like me. So what does that do? Creates more division, more polarity, or it makes me think, hey, look how right I am. Look at all these people that agree with me. Look at all these people who think that if you vote that way, you're racist. So now I get to hate too. I'm going to have hate in my heart for all these people because they vote for that particular person. And I'm going to put so much hate out there that I'm going to even spew it across my feed. Don't come near me if you vote that way. Unfriend me, right? What is the world coming to be like that, right? People want the same thing. It's just the way that the information is being given from one person or another, it's being heard differently. And no matter whether you vote red, blue, yellow, green, orange, whatever color your team is on, it's the same at the end of the day. You realize that, right? Like, we are not so blind to realize that it doesn't matter. Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's a facade. It's a sham. You have the illusion of choice, but you don't really have choice in the matter. If Donald Trump gets in, the same things are going to happen. Then if the Democrats get in, they're just going to be slightly different, slight little different change. They all say they're going to do these things to get in and never do them. Some of them do some of the things because, they have to. But you're going to hate your neighbors. You're going to hate your friends. You're going to hate everybody. Because the information that they're being given, the information that's been constructed for them is pushing them in one direction. And the information that's being curated for you and by you, by the way, is pushing you in a different direction. And so now you're standing apart like this going, hate, 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 hate. So who's winning? Who's winning? The guys up there that are pulling your chain, they're winning. They're winning because they're making you hate each other. And people that hate each other are too busy hating each other than actually learning or growing or changing. They think it's hard to change. I think it's hard to stay the same. I think it's hard not to evolve. Yeah, we have. Right. I did this thing with my mom because I have all these conversations, with friends or, in different environments and, the different things that I do content wise. But I was like, they want us to believe that under the patriarchy that we live in, that women are sub to man and that we are less than, right? So so they construct this concept, so much so as saying, like we were born from the rib of Adam. So they've taken away that energy and shoved it down and pushed it down so much, right? And they've elevated us into this very patriarchal society. And And this God that they've created for us is a God who's judgmental, or a God who's non-caring, or a God who's all of these things, while feeding us all kinds of stuff to dissociate us from our connection to spirit, right? Like from chlorine and fluoride and all kinds of things, right? I was talking with my son about it, and I said to my son how, we get these concepts of men, like I had a man actually say to me at one point, women get to vote because we allow them to. Women get to vote because men allow them to. Because at the end of the day, if we chose, women would be subservient to us. And I'm like, so your qualification of superiority is that you can physically outdo me. I don't really claim that to be a state of power, for one. And I was telling my son this, and he's like, I disagree. Like, I don't agree with what the person said, but I can understand, like, physically, like if men all stood up and said, women, you're done with, we could, because we're physically. And I'm like, well, I'm going to tell you this, son. I said, there's a million ways to die. And if you think physical force is the only way, you'll be dead before you get there. And I said, because the woman will poison you in your sleep or do something else. Like, if we're looking at it like in that concept, and why would we? Like, that's just a terrible way to look at it. We're not meant to destroy the other, right? Without the other, we cease to exist anyway. Right. And as like, we're not at the point now where a woman can auto inseminate, right? And a man can't auto inseminate either. So we need both to carry on the species, right? So it makes no sense for one to want to destroy the other. And when you get to your spirit, we are all both. We're both, right? We're all both. Everybody has masculine and feminine energy in equal parts within them. So allow yourself to honor those energies, love those energies. There is nothing more beautiful than a man who embraces his feminine side. There is nothing more beautiful than a woman who can embrace her masculine side, but not in the toxic way. And that's the problem, as masculinity has been pushed so much into toxicity because it's not about leadership, it's about control, power, authority, right? Respect, but not respect because you garner respect, but respect because you must respect me, right? So we're moving out of that. People are waking up and we're starting to see that, although we are seeing it in a bit more of, that there's the rise of that energy again. And don't get me wrong, I love the masculine energy. And I love a man who's in his manly energy, like in that masculine energy that makes me feel safe, can make me feel protected. Beautiful energy. And nothing is more warm and wonderful for a woman to be able to be in that space with a man. A man to be in a space with a woman who is vulnerable, allows him to cry and be vulnerable. That is such a beautiful space. And that's the thing. We need the healing. Right? We need the healing and we need to align those energies. And we have to do it collectively because it's the collective masculine and feminine energies that have been disrupted for so long. Right? And at the end of the day, it's just another thing that is creating division and polarity and hatred. And we need to just drop all of that. So here, again, to just state this clearly, is a safe space for everybody because we are all the same. So we have these beautiful ideas coming up. These beautiful ideas. Let's get back to our collective reading. We went off on a little woo. Oh. Did I push them together? Oh, woo, lucky. I'm like vibrating because I feel like I have to channel some energy as well, like some other energy. Yeah, like powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. My guides are very, very happy we're having this conversation. Look at, we're going to get some really new inspiration, new ideas, and maybe even new education. This is coming in as well. So this inspired idea, maybe we have to learn some stuff. Yeah, I did, but I feel like there's more. There might be some light language this morning. We've got this beautiful Page of Swords coming out. Love this energy. Page of Swords has a real Gemini vibe, a curiosity, that youthful energy. It's new beginnings. So we've got 2 new beginnings coming in. The new beginning of a new idea that you want to take inspired action on, coupled with new education or new connections, new ideas to come along with it. Okay. Ooh, we got the Knight of Swords. This is fast moving energy. Good morning, Rachel. Love to you, friend. This is fast moving energy, and especially mentally. So we've got a lot of, because we moved from the Page to the Knight like that. One card, boom, boom. And the Knight, like I said, this is really fast moving energy. This is go time. This is like Aries energy. Okay. We've got the Page of Wands. So that new idea that we're having, we're a little bit hesitant to start it. There's some hesitation. So is it the people that are telling you it's too much work, or it's never going to work out, or, are you starting to flounder a little bit because you've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting? Oh, hi, love you. I would love to have a conversation with you about that, but give me 1 second. So do we have people in our midst that are making us feel like it's too much work, or are we at a point where we're like, oh my God, I've been working at this for so long and I'm not seeing anything, and so I'm giving up hope with it? Are we in that camp? Or do we have people that are lying to us? Or are we lying to ourselves? Or have we been being manipulated? You've been waiting, no support from who? Right? This Page of Wands, this is, that enthusiasm, the enthusiasm. It's the, yes, you do. It's the enthusiasm that we need to drive us forward. Right? And we need the Page of Wands because that means that we're taking action on it. The Knight of Swords, so the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords is logical, right? Is your mental. So this is a lot of mental energy, but we're not quite taking the enthusiastic action on it. And that could be because, like I said, there's people around us that are whispering things in our ear, and maybe even it's ours, right? Maybe it's, so when we are, and we'll talk about this, when you are hearing in your mind, so spirit, when it's talking to you, spirit comes from love. Okay, so spirit comes from love. And when that spirit comes, and spirit's not concerned necessarily like with the outcomes, like long-term future vision outcomes, right? They don't, trying to think of a way to capture this for you. Because someone had asked, they said that there's a spirit that haunts them. They confuse them as to whether or not they're a friend or foe, right? And, if something is saying something negative to you, like even when we have those thoughts in our head that say, you're a freaking idiot, that's not you. That's not your spirit. That's a negative. In shamanism, it's considered to be a dark energy that's attached to you, that's trying to bring you down into darkness. Right. So when we follow that, and then we buy into it, and they're mischievous, right? So we just want to show them love and send them to the light. We don't want to follow that down. Like no, spirit would never talk to me like that. Spirit would never say that to me. Spirit would never tell me to do those things. Right? Spirit would never tell me to hurt somebody. Spirit would never tell me to say something mean to somebody. Spirit would never tell me to take something that isn't mine. Right? Even if my guides want me to give a message to somebody, right? And my guide's a little bit, cheeky, that they have like a little bit of a playful energy, it will never be in a harmful way. right? Sometimes, like yeah, does that make sense? Right? They might be, but it's never from a harmful, like they would never want to hurt you or someone else. Right? They could be a little bit mischievous, or they definitely have attitude. My guides are spicy. My guides have been with me for a long time. I'm spicy. So no, then you know what? Though your determination, like showing you, that's I do think it's a guide. I don't think that it's a bad thing. I don't think it's negative. Yeah, Xandrian's had a mischievous guide before. If you don't align with your guide because maybe it was an alignment in the spiritual and you didn't realize they were going to be here. No, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, you just let them go, right? But yeah, if you want to talk with them, or they're just showing you. He's just showing you, and it might be someplace that you've been that you just don't, in a different lifetime, right? Yep. Yeah, it's just sending unconditional light to the spirit, and guiding them to the light, right? It's not about, you just don't want to listen, like whatever's coming up that's negative, like because your spirit would never talk to you like that, never. Your higher self would never tear you down. Spirit would never tear you down. They would never call you names. They would never beat you up. They would never make you feel bad about yourself. That's not spirit. That's not coming from God. That's not coming from your higher self. That is not like, well, yes, they do. What do you mean? Well, yes, they do. Your spirit, your higher self tears you down, calls you names. It's not your higher self. Aw, you got this, Carla. You've got this. Confirmation. You got this. Right? So we just have to find that inspiration and that enthusiasm. So stop listening to the naysayers and the people that are around you that are dragging you down or making you feel less than and stuff like that. Then but those ones that are doing you, they're not of the light, they're of the dark, and they need to be brought to the light. Anyone that's not your higher self, your higher self is not tearing you down. That would make zero sense whatsoever for your higher self to be like, I'm gonna tell her she's terrible. I'm gonna tell her she's, whatever, right? They would never do that. Right? Yeah, the higher self has a kind voice. The higher self is loving. The higher self does not force. Exactly, Lily. Yeah. Hi, Grace. How are you? Hi, Dee. Welcome. Let's see, what else do we have? We got to figure out. So how do we need to move past this? What are we going to do to move past this energy and get inspired again? Right? How are we going to get inspired again? How are we going to find our enthusiasm? Right? We need to really be looking at those people that are saying no, that are, yep, this is a collective reading, Rhoda. Those that are, the naysayers or ourselves, we got to suss out, right? Why are we having those negative thoughts? Where do they come from? Right? Did I pick that up when I was a child and my mom said I was something, and so I've held on to that this whole time? Because little do I know, when my mom said that moment of trauma created a little space and that dark entity attached, and it's just been echoing those words since then. And when I buy into it, I allow it to go down in. Another page. Emotionally, there's new beginnings coming, but we're afraid of those new beginnings. Queen of Pentacles too, right? So I think right now we got to see where this energy, we got to figure this out. Nice. So, sorry, I was just reading the comments as I was waiting for. We've even got this. This is the Seven of Wands. Sorry. So we got the Seven of Wands in the shadow. The Seven of Wands is the card where we need to protect ourselves. Like we need to put boundaries in place. It's time. It's time. Why are we tolerating anything less? It does not matter what the person, who they are. It does not matter relationship. It doesn't matter blood. It doesn't matter job. It doesn't matter any of that. Why are you allowing people around you who are tearing you down? Why are you still allowing people around you? Oh, wait. We're getting a little bit of low signal. Hang on. Oh, it's back again. It dipped there for a minute, guys. Right? Like we got to put up those boundaries. We got to protect ourselves. If those people are tearing you down, it's time to say enough. And look at this. When we go enough, 11-11. 11-11. The Eight of Wands. Success. Fast moving. It's like coming in quickly. Right? We get to celebrate. It's when we need to protect ourselves. We need to stop allowing that. Why are you allowing people around you who aren't seeing you as the wonderful, loving, amazing, beautiful person that you are, being human, right? Why would you subject your soul to being torn down, to be hurt, to be harmed by other people? For what? Right? People will stay with people in relationships, and it's like, what do we even have in common? Why are we even friends anymore? Like, I don't even understand, but anytime I go around you, I just feel bad because you're just negative. Why would I go around that? Why? Right? Or if you go around family and your family's like, you suck. Well, if your family's telling you suck, why would go find a new family? Make one of your own, right? Send energy that way. Even when we're thinking about everybody, right? Anybody that's out there, it benefits you to send them positive, loving, kind energy, right? If I'm sitting there thinking like my country's in disarray, the best thing that it would be for me to, that's the problem. You're thinking. The thinking has nothing to do with your spirit. Right? You need to come and hang out in our collective, Richard. You need to come to the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective, and you and Simone, and then all the other people. It's not hard. See, you're just making it hard because you're telling yourself it's hard. It's not hard. Right? Just go inside. Yeah, just come in through the link. I already gave you the link. Just come back in through that link. Okay. You can come in for the rest of the week. But on Fridays, that's it. Friday, that's it. I have really decided that, you guys know I do so much for you, and I do a ton. I know I give way more than what there's a return, right? So I do believe that you have to invest at least $10 or $13 or whatever the fee will be. $22 at the maximum is what it's going to be January 1st. But I do believe that spending that $22 is absolutely worth it. Right. But you can have it until the end of the month and then just subscribe. Then you can just subscribe. It's basically a free trial is what it is. So anybody that's signed up can get a free trial. So yeah, Carla, just send me a message today and I'll send you the link and you can join. Okay. And you can join the rest of the week. Same thing. Anybody can join for the rest of the week, but at the end of the week, it's going to go back down to the subscribers only. Okay. It was a mistake on my part. So I went to add one member to the group who had subscribed, but for some reason didn't get added into the group. And when I went to add them, I must have selected all and then added everybody. So everybody got added. So if you've signed up to my site before, you're probably in the group, but I can make sure that you get the link. I won't babysit you though. At some point, you got to get in the group on your own at some point. Because I think, at some point we're going to have thousands of people. Facebook might be better, Carla, because the link transfers better. I think the link comes through better. It'll come through as an actual link versus in, TikTok, you actually have to copy it and put it in a browser, but I'll send you the information. Okay. So I decided, because I did make that mistake, I was going to honor it. So let's do some rapid cards. Yep. Mm-hmm. Can you do what? Two. You can send me a message on Facebook, the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective. All right, I'm going to get to cards. So anyone who is looking for a card, just let me know. And okay, yeah, and yes, and I will obviously. I'm thinking we're just going to do rapid cards. Is what we're going to do. I appreciate the energetic exchange. Everybody can get a card and a message. So you just have to be patient. Is all you have to be. I do ask, though, that when I'm reading for somebody, if you pause with the comments just briefly. Once I'm done, I'll talk again and ask people to. But when you're asking and commenting when I'm reading, especially if you keep adding the same comment, it can be very distracting. So then it'll just pull me out of. And I'm channeling too when I'm reading messages. Hi, Danielle. How are you? All righty. So D. My love, what does D need to hear today? What does D need to hear? Can I get a good message for D? Alrighty, D. We've got, makes sense. So the two cards that came out, very blue. So this is worry. This is maybe even some nightmares, or just, like some worry and some concerns. And I know that you've got those and you're working on this, right? This is with the moon card. This is beautiful energy for you to get clear with your emotions. Like I'm seeing right now, is this is an opportunity for you to validate your emotions and to really be like, the white is really highlighting on this bird of hope and light energy that's pushing out all of that darkness, right? So focusing on that light and allowing it to sweep that darkness out of your mind. One of the things, because both of these be 9 as well, it's 18 and 9. So we have 9 and 9 when this one reduces down. So the moon is a lot of times it can represent that there's going to be clarity, that things are going to be coming to light, and exactly bringing things to the surface, transmutation. And that's what I see here is it's time to transmute that darkness and turn it into light and cleanse it out of there. That's what I was getting with these two cards. The other thing that I wanted to say is, like, we're powerful. You're powerful, super powerful, right? So if you believe that you are under attack all the time, and you believe that you need to have more and more and more protection, you're creating that need. Okay. So I just want you to be cautious of that, right? You are protected. You are protected by a whole team, right? So see your protection, know you're protected, call it into you, and just know it, right? I can teach you a couple, I can give you a couple of things like in the energetic way, but yeah. You're better off to send them positivity. Don't worry for them. See them where you want to see them, right? The worry is just create more worry. And you're sending worrying energy out to them. So see them abundant, see them safe, see them happy, see them protected, see them, you see them the way you want to see them. Yeah. Send that energy to them. Know that the energy that you're thinking about your sons is what you're sending to them. So send that energy to them. And that's, the best thing that you can do. Obviously, you're going to deal with anything that is present in the moment. Like, you're going to deal with anything within that space. But with everything that you're seeing happening, unfolding for them, you want to see that unfolding for them in the most wonderful light that you can. Okay. Alrighty. Lily, Healer Lily. Healer Lily. What does Healer Lily need to hear? And I got you on the list, Danielle, just to let you know. Okay, Healer Lily. What does Healer Lily need to know? Oh, that's beautiful. Lily, there's some new stuff coming in. You may be getting a new idea, a new idea that you're going to want to take action on. Whatever this new idea is, because there's both of these reference newness. Pages are new, but at the level of the major arcana. So Page of Pentacles, this is about new beginnings, new financial beginnings, the potential for a very lucrative beginnings. It can be new relationships are coming in. These relationships would be long-term. It could be new appreciation of yourself, now like stepping into a new level of awareness and value and appreciation of who you are and what you have to bring to the table. But it's very inspirational, and and whatever this idea is, it definitely has the ability, TT, to be very, very financially lucrative. That's the message that's coming down for you. Okay. So yeah, it could be learning something new. I think like being activated, like some activation is going to happen, or you're going to remember something that you had, some skill that you had in a previous life or in as a child, like that kind of energy. Something's going to open up. Yeah, it's beautiful. Hi guys, love Bonnie. Alrighty, and we got 1144 or 111. Somebody needs to have this card. I just have to say, because this card's fallen out twice while I'm just playing before I even picked somebody. So somebody is a very determined individual and very persevering. So this energy, someone's 111 on the time then too. I'm seeing all the ones today. New beginnings for sure. Alrighty, let's see who's next for a card. Let's just go to next. Danielle. Let's get Danielle a card. I kid you not. Danielle. The Nine of Wands. So you have been like working at something and, like going the distance and, trying and, like maybe putting in a lot of effort. It could be a lot of effort in a relationship or at work or on your manifestations. And you're starting to kind of be like, but when is it going to happen? Where is it going to happen? Where is it coming from? Why isn't it here yet? What am I doing wrong? Right. And you're looking, and so you might be losing hope. Right. Third, he's starting to wear thin, is it? The third year of college is just get done already. Just get done already. I feel it. The other card that was on the bottom of the deck, though, is the High Priestess. This is just telling me that you're extremely intuitive and that you need to be paying attention to the signs and symbols, your dreams, your intuition when you're making decisions, and know that it will never lead you astray. So yeah, but I think that there's a strong message to really pay attention to your dreams. And when you need clarity, spend some time in meditation. Oh, yay. Yay. That's amazing. That's amazing. Make sure that you have some good practices for yourself. I would suggest as a social worker that you take and do an additional course in heart math. It will teach you a bunch of breathing techniques that you can use for yourself as well as your clients. I teach a bit of it when I do my calm spaces or my trauma awareness. But if you go, if you go to the heart math, and it's just, it's beautiful. It'll be good for you for overcare. right? It really protects you with overcare and also protects your clients, right? You can help your clients. Okay. All righty. Who's next for a card? My mind went. Healing Wave. Healing Wave. What does Healing Wave need to hear today, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Healing Wave? Thank you for all of the likes and the comments and the gifts. I appreciate you guys. Definitely. Okay. So what does Healing Wave need to hear? Spirit's being very picky. Okay. All right. So the Strength card represents Leo energy, but it's just, I see that you're entering into your strength, like you're getting to a space where you're starting to recognize your space and your strength, and it's a calm strength. It's not that overpowering or bullying or tearing down. It's just a strong, peaceful strength. And we've got the Three of Pentacles coming in. So there's connections that you have around you that are, that may be coming in that are new, but these connections, there is like this teacher student, the Three of Pentacles, they're long-term relationships. They're relationships that have a solid foundation. They are relationships where it's a collaborative thing. Even though there may be a teacher, nobody is above each other, because at all times the student can be the teacher, is the Three of Pentacles. So just a beautiful energy. So I don't know if you've found this connection with these individuals yet, or you're looking for it. And hey, maybe it's the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective. You never know. But whatever it is, it's a very strong, peaceful time. Whatever you're dealing with, if you think you don't have the strength to make it through, you do. And there's people around you that would be willing to support you. Yeah. Okay. That's the message I'm getting for you, Healing Wave. And that cold tea had to go away. But you know me, it's Tea Tuesday. That's better. That tea is actually a good temperature. It's a beautiful temperature. On other days, I do bigger. There's a construction crew, and it's the backup alarm. I saw everybody ask. I've got you on my list. Happy Tuesday, Snea. Hi, Scent and Spirit, and hi, Denise. And I'll let you know when I pull a card for you. Okay. Don't take off though, because I'm not pulling cards for people that take off. I'm just saying. How about you guys? Are you guys okay? Anybody on there? All righty. Carla, what does Carla need to hear today, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Carla? I feel like there's something going on for you relationship wise. Okay. I feel like there's, and the reason why is because right before I called your name, I dropped the cards and the Ten of Swords, which is enough is enough. I'm done. I've had enough. And there's like this new energy that's coming in one direction, right? And you've got this, like, you see how she's got this decision that she has to make. And it's almost like she's staring longingly at him, knowing that she has to make this choice. And this can be naivety in romance, right? It can be just being a bit young or a bit new. It could be somebody that's in like a true romantic, that's really in love with the idea of love. That kind of energy, right? So she has this decision to make between the comfort zone and the unknown. And for many of us, we stay in our comfort zone because we're afraid to take that risk and afraid to take that step. I feel like you're at a part where you're like, it's almost at enough's enough. if it's not now, it's going to get to that point eventually where you're just like, I'm just done. And this doesn't have to be with your relationship, just to be clear. This doesn't have to be with your relationship. This could be, I'm done with the treatment, so I'm going to put in boundaries, right? Like that's the kind of the done energy. I'm done with the way that I'm, like, so maybe it doesn't have to be your intimate relationship. It could be another relationship. It could just be that you're holding on to for different reasons. Yeah. So that's the energy that's coming out for you. You have to let go of it, and it'll be okay when you do. Everything's going to work out. And the people that fill the spaces that other people leave, they fill them in a better way, right? They fill them in a much healthier way. Okay. All right. Well, I just went Rachel in my mind, and cards flew out all over the place. So the message that I'm getting for you, Rachel, is that the source of everything that you're looking for is in alignment with you being unapologetically you, right? There's something that you're meant to do, and it's something that you feel enthusiastic about. You love it. It makes you happy. You enjoy doing it, but you may be a bit hesitant to show it to the world because maybe you don't think that you'll be accepted because of it. Or you've been waiting for a while for it to come. Either way, it is coming. This beautiful sun card that I also, I like to say the sun represents Leo because Leo governs the sun. But the sun is this is you, right? When you allow yourself to bloom and blossom and let your light shine, you become this beautiful magnet. And you start to draw everything towards you. And the way that you do that is by tapping into your authenticity. Your authenticity is the most magnetic, highest vibration that you can be at. And when you're doing the things that bring you joy, everything comes to you, especially when you do it not expecting or anticipating that that's, like it has to. Right? Like have to make money from that, then you're not doing it for the spiritual part of it. You're doing it for the money part of it. And that's ego. Right? But I can see you working with kids and pets. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's an idea I feel like you have that's brewing within you that's going to be born that maybe combines children and pets. Maybe you're going to do, like kind of like trauma work with children that involves pets, as a way to communicate between them. Or maybe you're going to teach children how to communicate with their pets, in an energetic way. There's so many ways that you can combine those things, right? Which is beautiful. Oh, I love that you work at a school. That's just beautiful. Yeah. I love it. I love it. So there's lots of ideas, right? Yeah. Right. There's lots of ideas that, of where you can expand and grow. But the source of your authenticity, like there's a spiritual awakening, I think, that you're going through at this time. Like, and it's a glorious unveiling of who Rachel is. Right. And you're connecting more and more with you and falling in love more and more with you. And I think the more that you acknowledge like who you are, like the queen that you're meant to be. And I don't mean that in the Queen of England kind of way or the queen in a tart kind of way. I just mean it in the sense of, a divine, high level feminine, who's, assured of who she is, loves herself, like she knows who she is, right? Like that's the queen energy, that leader in a female energy. Whereas the king would be the leader in a masculine energy. But it's just a beautiful energy, and that's who you are. Alrighty, Tam. What does Tam need to hear today, Spirit? You're welcome. I'm going to wait to hear from Tam before I give Tam her cards. Love you too. I love you too. I hope someday you join us in our collective. I think it'd be very powerful. Powerful edition. There's Tam. I'm like, I'm definitely not reading until I know Tam is here. Are you cold? My hands are freezing, Simo. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles and we have the Page of Cups. The Four of Pentacles in the shadow position. So this is where we're focused on all the negative. We're focused on the lack, right? And we're clinging and holding on to things. And some of these things aren't even good for us or meant for us. Whatever we're giving our energy or our focus to is what grows in our life. And so it's really important for us to focus on the things that we want, focus on the ways that we want life to be. It's that same conversation that I had with Dee with her kids, in that, you know, it's so much better not to worry for them, but to see the best things happening for them. It's the same thing for your community. If you can sit there and you can see your community healthy, healed, and whole, and just radiate that energy out, right? Like, that's a spiritual practice, to sit there and channel the light of God through to your body, see it open up from the heavens above, pour down into your body, and see it radiate out through your body to the whole entire community that you're in. See it send it out in 360 degrees, like a big giant bubble of love and peace and hope and health and healing and whatever energy, that beautiful energy. Send that energy out to the entire collective of the environment that you're in. That's going to have more benefit to the collective than worrying or focusing on the negativity that's going on. And we had complete fours across the board when I said that. And this is the Four of Pentacles. This can also be about, like, when we cling to our money, right? When we cling to our money, it is an example that we are afraid that if we let go of what we have, there's not going to be more to come to follow it. So the same thing, if we cling to a relationship, we're saying to God, we don't trust that if we let go of the thing that isn't for us, that God will provide the thing that is. And that's exactly how we need to do it. We need to let go to let in. There's newness coming, though. There's a new beginning that's on the horizon. We got the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is the When Pig Flies card. So it's like a miracle happening. But it's also about new beginnings, new relationships, new connections, new self-awareness, new depths of emotional understanding. So I think that with you joining us within the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective, I think that's the exact thing that you need for you to realize that you can be this peaceful person, sending out that beautiful energy into the environment around you, and you can create that environment for you and for the people as well. It's going to open you up in a lot of ways spiritually, but in a good way. And you'll also know that you've got those friends nearby, that you've got a collective that sees you and understands you, and that at the end of the day, you're not going to be alone. Even if everybody, that's your family, completely rejects you because you're not religious, you're spiritual. Even if your whole family rejects you because you're not science and medicine, you're healing and whatever, right? Like, you'll realize that you have true friends, a true collective that is really in alignment with you, rather than people who are only connected to you because they think they have to be, right? You realize that family's there because they think they have to be, right? And for many of us, people can only have to be. Simon's back to coffee. If you don't fit in a condition, if they reject you, then they're not truly there for you, right? And your boundaries show you who should or shouldn't be in your life. They show you who isn't meant to be there. They show the wrong people the door. That's all your boundaries do. Okay. All righty. Who's next for a card? I need some fresh. Smiling Bright. Hi, Snea. I miss you, love. All right. What does Snea need to hear today? What does Snea need to hear today? Can I get a good message for Snea Spirit? Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. So there's newness in the financial area, but you are hesitating to start. I feel like you've got a nice idea for something. You're Capricorn Taurus, like Taurus and Capricorn together. That's like very ambitious, very financially, like Capricorn's the person that's looking at all the different ways that they can make money. They usually don't just have one stream of income. Capricorns like to have, they like to look at all the different ways that you can accomplish things, or you can climb the mountain, or you can make the money or whatnot. And Taurus loves money and comfort and luxury and money. Because Taurus is about the second house, which is your house of money. And I think that the collective misses you too. We are the soul tribe. Absolutely. And I think that it's within this environment that you're going to realize how much more you're capable of, and how much more you're meant to move spaces, right? How much more you're meant to touch people's lives. And I think through that it's going to open you up. I love that, Richard. I love it. Right? I love it. I love it. So I think that, there's abundance and there's joy and there's connection coming to you, but you have to be willing to take that new beginning. That new beginning, and that new beginning, while it's in the Pentacles, it could be knowing your self-worth more, right? Rising in your self-worth. Yeah, you're this. Like, you're this energy. Like, yeah. All right, Allie. Allie, what does Allie need to hear? You can share, Richard. Share the downloads. All right. So there's new beginnings that are meant to come in financially. This could be a new beginning with, meeting new people. It could be a new job. It could be a new level of finance or things like that. It could be an increase, but it's in the shadow, and it's also the King of Wands in the shadow. So both of these guys being in the shadow is like, if there's something that you're afraid to start, Akashic. Oh, nice. Something that, and you could be like really focusing on the money, right? Really being focused on and being in the ego, right? The King of Wands can be a very fiery, egoic energy when it's in the shadow. It can be very money driven as energy as well. He's the spiritual leader. So he's meant to connect the physical of action with the spirit of the idea, right? That's this King of Wands energy. So there's something that you're meant to take action on that would be very lucrative, or you're meant to connect with somebody that can help you in that way, that is going to help with this new beginning. But because you're not connecting, or there's and I think it's your belief. Can I get another card, Spirit, for some more information? Yeah, there's something that you need to walk away from. There's burdens that you're carrying that are not yours to carry. This could be feeling responsible for other people's emotions or where they are in their life. It could be just carrying the opinions of others, which is blocking you from doing what you'd really like to do, from taking this new beginning. It could be that you're afraid to travel, like she's traveling and moving. So maybe you're afraid, like she's like leaving home and moving away from people. So maybe you're meant to move away, but you're afraid, you're hesitating to do that. So I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. Okay. Beautiful, Muxo. Welcome, welcome. Come and stick around. Yeah. Yeah. So what's stopping you? What's stopping you from moving forward? Right? You're only responsible for you, your emotions, right? And what other people think about you doesn't matter. It matters what you think about you. right? Those relationships that you have, if they're there right now and you move or you become you, more authentically you, if they don't stay, well, then they weren't real relationships anyway, right? Right? Oh, you're so welcome. How's she doing? Is she feeling better? You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, who's next for a card? Spiritual love. Spiritual love. Hi, psychic medium over there. Aw, thank you, Sneh. I love to you. Love to you. All righty. Spiritual love. Psychic medium. She's on YouTube now. Psychic medium. What does psychic medium need to hear today? Can I get a good message, Spirit? Oh, look at you, got your soul tribe, love. You do, you do. There's a little bit of nostalgia and rear view mirror stuff coming out, like, and you definitely need to make sure that you're taking some rest. Something's coming in quickly though. So the card that came out and the one that's on the off the deck, right? You've got your soul tribe and success is coming for you. It's coming for you quickly, right? I think like as we're doing this whole elevating our vibration, right? This does create this big joyful bubble. The more that we interact with each other, you know, in that space of acceptance and that supportive space, the more often that we're calling each other out with love in that way of saying like that language that's holding you back. Like we do that all the time. We call each other. It's so beautiful, right? And so these things like this information that you get or the access to the different things like our book club that we're doing right now is Raise Your Vibration by Kyle Gray. You know, like we do Thursdays, we always do something with energy. You know, there's support from other members. Other members will just do healing on you because you need it. Like there's so much that goes on in the group. It's such a value and treasure. And I think that collectively, the entire group's going to start to see more and more success because of this love and joy and this connection that we have that's going to start to raise in. Make sure that you're not like sometimes we do a little two-step, right? But you're not going backwards. So whatever's back there stays back there. Just accept that it is. And the future hasn't been created. So we're not too concerned about that. There's no point, right? Be present in the moment and create the life for today. Love you. Ashley, what does Ashley need to hear today, Spirit? What does Ashley need to hear? I love you too. What does Ashley need to hear? Can I get a good message for Ashley, please, Spirit? It's time to stop isolating, Ashley. And the other message behind this card in the shadow is forever seeking healing without integrating it is the way that it goes. It's like because you can only go so far in a bubble, right? And in our relationships is where we realize the spaces that were hurt and through those interactions. And also when we isolate ourselves, we don't get that access to other viewpoints, other perspective, other ideas. And some of those ideas can be really, really awakening. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Welcome. I hope that you're still here. I'll pull the card for you next, Lisa. And it's preventing you from having that overflowing energy, like that beautiful energy, right? You have the ability to be completely fulfilled and have the absolute life that you desire, to be this woman who is just on top of the world with all of these beautiful relationships. And, you know, you're shining. You're shining. You have the ability to be this, which just on the other side of this. The enlightenment's here too, right? The enlightenment is in both of these. So the light's much brighter here when we open up, right? So you need to come and hang out with us. You just do. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's all that I keep hearing. It's time. Okay. I love you. I love you. I know it's hard. I delayed. I didn't do anything until I was I shouldn't say I didn't do anything, but when I actually did my healing, I was in my 40s. Right? I didn't do it when I was 20. I didn't do it when I was 18. And hi, Jamie. All righty, Lisa, 1212, guys, 1212. So, hi, Lisa. Can I get a good message for Lisa, please, Spirit? Ooh, we got 2 cards. Nice. So we've got a lot in these 2 cards, but the quick but I love it. So there's something that you're refusing to let go of, the death and rebirth card, which is also Scorpio energy. The death and rebirth card is, but in the shadow is that there's, like we go through cycles. There's people that have to leave. There's relationships that have to be let go of. There's jobs that we have to change through. There's houses that we move. There's all kinds of growth that we're going through. And these cycles of death and rebirth, sometimes they come as tower moments. But a lot of times we know there are certain things that are in our life that aren't working for us, whether it's our diet or whether it's people or whether it's our jobs or roles that we're playing. There's lots of things that maybe aren't in alignment with us, and we need to let them go. The other card that is here is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is like maybe getting channeled messages, right? Like I'm getting like I don't normally say it that way. Normally what I say is, like this is a lot of ideas, and these ideas have the ability to be very successful. But my guides are telling me like I feel like you're channeling, or like you're opening up to channeling information. And we all are channels. That is absolutely what we are. They've even discussed that in MIT, that we are all channels, right? We open up and we receive downloads from the quantum field, the energy field, from the spiritual realm. Like they've so you do receive those downloads. All of us are channels, but I see this as you like channeling information. And maybe there's fear on that end. Maybe maybe at some point you receive these downloads and it kind of came in a way that made you go, whoa, 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 or it makes you feel weird or like an outlier. So you might not have wanted to continue with whatever it was. It's like somebody that, is a tarot reader and you get, called, the double spawn for doing tarot readings, right? Maybe that's something, like I don't want to be in woo because people won't want to have anything to do with you, right? Like it's that kind of energy. So that's what's coming up. There's something that you have to let go of, and that's going to allow that newness to come in, and that newness is going to be clarity. Like it is really going to be clarity. All right. All right, guys, who's next for a card? Who's next for a card? I'm going to have some tea though. And we've only got about 15 minutes left before I'm going to going to the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective. So if you're interested in that, you can join me there. But if you'd like a card in the meantime, now would be the time to grab one. Like I said, I probably got about 2 people that I can give cards for, maybe more. We'll see. Depends on how chatty I get with each one. Oh, I love you, Lisa. Thank you for coming. Please do make sure that you follow me and come back and see me. I go live Monday to Friday. And I'm going to be putting more content on November 1st. I'm going to start doing once weekly tarot or channeled messages. And then I'm going to see about doing once weekly meditations or channels or healings as well. So there's going to be more content on the YouTube channel. And at some point, there'll be a reason to subscribe to it. I mean, I think there's a reason to subscribe now. Subscribe so you can come and see me every day. It was coming to me loud and clear yesterday. I was like, who are your content creators? Who are the people that you love? Who are the people that you like in your feeds, right? Who brings you content that makes you feel good, or who's inspiring you, or who's helping you? Who do you go and hang out with and that you get growth with or clarity or whatever? Because if you love them and you want them to stay there, you have to support them, because at some point your content creators, and I'm not just meaning me, but at some point your content creators, they're going to be having to look for other ways to put food on their table if you're not supporting them. So if you like your content creators, support them, work with them. If there's something that you're getting in this format, and I mean for everybody, right, then go and purchase their stuff, right? We survive because of each other, right? It's a collective. And so if I'm here doing this, then that's, that means that I need to have a way of being okay while doing this. Right. And so that's what I just want to put that out there. Support your content creators. I do. Okay. Oh. Mira, did you want a card? Truth Wave, Victor. Hello, love. Mira, would you like a message? Okay. What does Mira need to hear today, Spirit? Can I get a good message? All right, Mira. We got the moon card coming out, and on the bottom, the devil, there's liberation coming. The devil and the shadow seer, which can also represent Capricorn energy, the moon, Pisces. So those are just what they are. Hello, how are you? So the devil is in the shadow seer is actually the liberation from addictions. Allowing you to finally recognize what those addictions are and allow yourself to move away from them. And I think it's this clarity, right, that's coming in. It's a time for you to get really clear with your emotions, validating them. Whatever you're feeling is absolutely acceptable. But I see this as clarity coming in that's going to liberate you from an addiction of sorts. And remember, addictions are a multitude of things. It could be the addiction to the comfort zone, the addiction to scrolling on your phone, the addiction to drugs or alcohol, the addictions to people. Codependency would be considered to be one of those addictions type of thing. Okay. But there's liberation coming through this clarity that you're going to receive. Okay. Alrighty, who else wants a card? I got time definitely for one more, maybe even two. I am you. No? You're welcome. You're welcome. Everybody's good? Well, if you guys are all good, nobody wants a card, you know what I'm going to do? I'm kind of cut out early, and I'll see you guys in the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective in 10 minutes at 12:30. It's 12:19 my time right now, so and technically in 11 minutes. Okay? So I'll see you guys there in 10 minutes. And I love you guys. Okay, I'm going to give Leslie a card, and that's it. Okay? What does Leslie need to hear today, Spirit? Can I get a good message for Leslie, please? So, Justice in the shadow and the Knight of Swords in the shadow. Justice in the shadow. This is our karma is coming around. So karma is unfolding, and the karma that's unfolding might not necessarily be towards other people. It could be karma coming towards you from something paying out, right? So this side would be justice coming in your favor. This is maybe an injustice in some way, and that injustice, the Knight of Swords. So it could be with like what we were talking about there about reporting espionage, right? Like you're maybe reporting that, but it's not being received the way that you think that it is. And this is creating some delays, like that mental energy, right? I think that there's somebody that you're maybe reaching out to or talking to who it's a lot of unfocused energy is what this is. A lot of unfocused, a lot of scattered energy, right? This is what this is just really unfocused, scattered energy. And this, like I said, is just that energy of like karma coming up. I'm going to read, I just for whatever reason, the Justice card. So it's consequences, retribution, karma, injustice and inequity, dishonesty, imbalance, a need to take responsibility for your past actions. Okay, so that's the energy that's coming up between this unfocused karmic energy that's coming out, very scattered. So definitely protect yourself energetically. Depends. Where I am going to have a member section on YouTube. I'm going to have a subscription and stuff on YouTube. But for the group, it's actually at my website, mindbodyspirithealthyself.com. I'll type the address in once I'm done here. And it's under plans and pricing, or I'll give you the little short link that I have, 1222-222. Okay. So that's the energy that I'm getting from that for you, Leslie. Okay. And thank you for the gifts, Andrea. All right, guys, I'll see you in the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective right away. It's tea. It's Tarot Tuesdays. It's tea. And it's sometimes the tea is hot. We also do we do other things. We talk about a ton of different things. I love you guys. Aw, thank you. I don't do like that. I only learned how to do fishtails when I was in Costa Rica. This is like my third fishtail ever in my life. And it helped me find my hair that I had to cut when I had caught something in my hair. I had to cut my hair. So I found it. So there's, I feel like, you know, because you're talking about reporting espionage, right? And when you're looking at those, like the Justice card coming out inverted means that there's injustice around, right? And there's a little bit of unfocused energy. So so I don't see this turning out quite the way that you think that it's going to, because of that scattered energy. It's like whoever you're reporting it to me isn't necessarily taking it serious. That's the energy. All right. I know you got to come a little earlier. All righty. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Mwah. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. And I'll see everybody else in the collective in 5 minutes. Oh yeah. Wow. Wow. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you in the Mind, Body, Spirit, Healthy Collective in 5 minutes. And other people, I'll see you back here tomorrow at about 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay. Bye, guys. All righty. Here we go. Oh, yep, I missed a letter. I'm glad I looked it over beforehand. Healthy. Doop. So that's the main link to the website. And this is the short link for the direct link to the group. Do make sure that you sign up for the website, like so that your information's there, because then if there's any issue, I can add you into the group. If you go in as anonymous or whatever, like if you don't subscribe and then book it, it can make it a little bit more of a challenge for me to add you if anything goes wrong. So just put in your information into the site and sign up. I don't send out a bunch of emails like other people. When you sign up for their email list, some of them send out like emails all the time. I don't. I'm like pretty lax in that. I should probably do a couple emails occasionally. But anyway, enjoy. Enjoy. I hope to see you there. I would love that. And otherwise, I'll see you back here tomorrow. Okay, so have a beautiful day, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate you.